What is up? Good morning. Today is the 3rd of September, and I just want to wish every single person a real good morning. I know it's been a while since we had a Sunday stream. Oh my God, no, you are not mistaken. We're here, and those who saw the test session we did yesterday, welcome back. I realized, man, you guys gotta help me out here, man. I realized last time the, my audio, my setup was facing the wrong direction. The audio wasn't clear. So you guys got to keep me earnest. Let me know how do I sound? Do I sound good? Do I sound like a voice coming out of a very expensive mic system? Huh? Help your brother out. How are we doing this morning? Drop a comment. Please drop a comment. It's a conversation we're having. And this episode is going to be real special because we got a special guest. Remember, I said on the session yesterday, I would only do it if I had a particular guest in mind, and that guest in mind, thankfully, said yes, despite being very preoccupied. So we're not gonna waste too much time today. We're gonna just hop into a conversation, and then and we're gonna be on our way. But before we do, there is some back end stuff I have to do. It's a one man show here. Even more so, despite what you see here. So I'm gonna have to ask you guys for about 2-3 minutes as we set up what we need to set up, right? Enjoy some beautiful footage of our lovely country of Haiti, some drone shots, quality content, and we'll be right back after. By the way, I'm going to work on doing like a commercial thing, so we can just do simple sign siempre. You know what I mean? Something to think about. But we'll be right back. Hey, what is up? 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 We are show is I got careful with that. Show is live. We're here, 3rd of September. Share live. Make sure number one, first and foremost, share live. We got a really good episode, right? And the Google and the YouTube algorithms have, I'm sure, not been friendly since you've been off air. You know, YouTube and the Facebooks and the IGs, they're worse than slave masters. I'm telling you, they want you to work. And if you're there, take a little bit of time off, they punish you. It's extremely, right? And so let's counter the algorithms and make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that share button. We got an incredible conversation. You know how we do. We know how we do here on SeeJeanty. We're taking a deeper dive narrative on all things Haiti, and we're trying to do it unlike anywhere else here on the internets, right? Sound check 1 2 1 2. Sound check 1 2. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, make sure. How do I sound? Do I sound good? Do I sound like my voice is coming directly into the mic? I was listening to the audio from yesterday's test session, and I only realized that the microphone was actually facing the wrong direction. So help me keep me earnest. And you guys have to let me know how do I sound? Do I sound like any audio specialist in the house? Let me know how do I sound. Real quick, some top of the hour stuff, and then we're gonna jump right into the interview. We got a real special guest that I cannot wait to get on and we really take a deeper dive. He's having an incredible initiative, one of those few rare people that is about that action, and we're about that action here on YouTube on SeeJeanty, and so to have a rare specimen to deep dive, have a conversation. He's doing some really great stuff, supporting entrepreneurs in Haiti, supporting doers in Haiti, and so it's going to be a really, really good conversation. I think you guys are going to get a lot of stuff out of it. But before we do, première barre là, faut me dire, nous avons plus de respect pour créole là. Raison que nous faisons en anglais, c'est pour nous informer en audience et sur Haïti qui normalement par contre recevoir nouvelles nous qui normalement est beaucoup naïve sur Haïti, seule expérience gain sur nous comme moun, c'est ça l'église yo montre yo les yo avoye ti champan la dot et pour nous et en plus ça CNN, ça Fox News, ça Miami Herald a bay et si c'est pour yo et m'kadjou Haïti bagay même pour offrir. Et c'est la raison que nous faisons en anglais pour nous montrer qu'il y a des acteurs qui ont fait des gros bagailles, des gens qui ont fait gros bagailles. Nous avons un analysis que nous avons fait sur le pays, qui aussi comparatif avec l'autre et tout. Et chemin pour avancer, pas différent comme l'autre. Chemin d'avancer, ce n'est pas charité seulement, c'est pour nous comprendre et pour nous actionner sur l'affaire stratégiquement. Et oui, bien sûr, il y a un parti d'Haïtien, malheureusement, qui ne peut pas suivre nous, c'est ça lié, mais je pense que nous comprenons pour la raison que nous faisons. Ce n'est pas qu'il y a une folie anglais, ce n'est pas qu'il y a un manque de respect pour là. Franchement, je toujours dit, et là, il y a l'autre monde qui a fait ça, m'a fait en anglais, je suis bien content pour me faire ça, faire là dans le langage nous, mais pour qu'on y a des bagages l'autre. On prend rôle là pour me faire et c'est là nous. Okay, so real quick, just had a quick little bylaws in Creole real quick, let folks know it's nothing but love, but we just have a bigger mission here, and which is why we're trying to go ahead and do this in English, trying to ensure folks from around the world understand what's going on and impact players in Haiti. Real quick, I just want to gotta let you guys know that a lot of the stuff that you see back here, all these things here, they're made in Haiti, right? Or they're made in Haiti. They're grown in Haiti. We ship them out, right? Quality drones, you can buy it right now on. In fact, today is gonna be a mission of mine to all the products we have is gonna be on SeeJeanty IG if you're watching it, and you're gonna be able to click a link and go to it. If you're watching it on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, then you're going to see a link that I just dropped. You can go to, all these are on Amazon. This is quality cassava, right? We got boule chocolat back here. Right? Boule chocolat, right? Oh, 100%. We have containers Leaving Haiti weekly. And then also right back here, let me grab this. Let me grab that. We got Z Shilla, quality, ZP, right? Quality stuff. We're working directly with farmers, with distributors, directly with manufacturers, directly in Haiti for every product that we bring in. And you can be rest assured that every purchase is going directly to stimulate what we have going on in Haiti. Because again, it's not just about showing pretty things. It's about directly impacting what we have here. And again, the link I just gave you guys will allow you to purchase that. Also, listen, I know we've been away for a while. But listen, there was no excuse. That's why I made this book, 101 Ways to Make Money in Haiti, lucrative business ideas, insightful success stories, and interesting business opportunities for visionary entrepreneurs. It was all here. If I was away for a while, I left y'all with the tools and the kits, right? Really great book. Spent most of it was interviewing and detailing with entrepreneurs in Haiti. And despite this book being 2-3 years old, a lot of the businesses exposed are still operating and still doing great things. So do check that book out. I dropped the link on the YouTube and Facebooks. But quite frankly, you go to SeeJeanty.com and the products that I just showed you, in addition to the book, you can also check it out. It's SeeJeanty.com/shop, SeeJeanty.com/shop. Of course, the WhatsApp, we have a Facebook group where the conversation continues, where you can share and continue to stay connected with everyone else who's watching and who's connected. So do check that out. We do have a private WhatsApp group. It functions as our Patreon. It allows us to keep the lights on. Despite the fact that today I'm by myself, we do have an entire media team in Haiti, and the funds that you provide monthly help support that. In addition, you're in ambiance of some really fantastic and great folks who are doing fantastic things. In fact, the person we're about to bring on is a part of that channel themselves. So if you like what they're doing, right, you're going to go support what we're going to show you they're doing. And in addition, think about coming into the channel, because we're always having conversations and we're always stimulating. We're supporting each other. Most importantly, it's a resource for every side, every person in there. So do think about becoming a member. And in general, the bigger thing I have going on is hyperdistribution.com, where not only are we importing these sort of products, but any product that's made in Haiti, any food and beverage product, agricultural product that's made in Haiti, we're bringing out and we're shipping it to the world. So do check out hyperdistribution.com. And if you're interested in becoming a wholesaler or whatever, just hit up, send a message, send them quote. Yeah, your boy got a lot going on. Okay, so with that said, right, that's one reason why I have been on. But if you want to know the details of why I haven't been on, check out yesterday's episode. Yeah, the audio will be a little but I give the details there. Today, though, it's about my guest. Today, we're going to have a deep dive conversation with that person. Now, who is that person? Finally, let me tell you who he is. His name is Robert Roy. And he is a guy who is about that action, right? He said, as someone coming from a finance background, he realized, just like I realized very early, one of the big issues Haiti has is lack of capital engagement for our most needed subset of people, entrepreneurs. So he said, rather than wait for the government, rather than say, you know what, why isn't the bourgeoisie doing it? He said, listen, we're going to do it ourselves. And he launched a website. The website is called GoFundHaiti.com. It rolls right off the tongue. I'm going to say it again. GoFundHaiti.com, right? Which you can go right now, where entrepreneurs in Haiti can post their projects, and you out in the diaspora can go and fund it. You in the diaspora can provide funding. Think about it in the sense of Kickstarter, a Kickstarter for Haiti, right? But you know what? I'm probably not doing this justice. Let me go ahead and bring my boy on. There he is, Robert Roy. How are you? Can you hear me? Can you say something for us?
Hey, Chris, how are you, man?
Sound you're coming in clearly. Hello, and listen, I know you're out and about right now. You're not necessarily in the home office. I just want to thank you for taking the time to be with us this morning. How are you, Robert?
I'm doing excellent, man. I'm blessed. And God has blessed me to be able to be here this morning. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's is doing great. So I couldn't be more thankful. And thank you so much for having me on.
And I tell you what, I always forget the O. Is Roberto? Roberto. Excuse me, Roberto. Always forgetting the O. I'm sure you used to bluntifying your name and just dropping that
Right.
O lots of times, right? But
Yeah.
we're gonna keep it correct, Roberto.
Hey man, it doesn't bother me anymore.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Listen, first, give folks a little background about who you are, and then we're gonna jump into the website. But who is Roberto? Who are you? Background? Were you born in Haiti? When did you come to the States? Give us that rundown from an early age.
That's good. Yeah, my name's Roberto. We're born and raised in Haiti, man. Born and raised in Carrefour. You know, I always tell folks when I meet them here in the US that I'm from the Haiti that you do see on CNN, right? The Haiti that they show you on TV is where I'm from. I moved to the state when I was 15 years old. South Florida, like most of us, go through there. Went to high school, Atlantic High, Boca High, did my university studies at FAU, Florida Atlantic University. And then and professionally, I work in finance. So I studied finance when I was in school. Met my lovely wife at FAU. She studied finance as well. We actually met in class. And that's pretty much the rundown. My family's here mostly. My sister lives in Boynton Beach. My mother's here as well. And, a couple of nieces and nephews, and just about family and about work and about Haiti. Actually, I remember you having a conversation a while back regarding University of Florida or USF. You went to USF, right?
FSU.
FSU.
You had the right letters in there almost.
Okay.
FSU.
FSU. And you said you got admitted to UF but didn't go.
It didn't go. That's right. Didn't go. I was just a very what's the word I'm looking for? Very cocky kid, and I couldn't believe they wanted to put me in a first time college. What was that? First generational. I'm like, I don't need any help, and went to FSU, which didn't offer. I regret it. I tell anybody they should take that sort of offer. The support would have been very helpful, but that's what happened in UF.
Yeah, I only bring that up because my niece just got admitted, and I started this semester at UF. So shouts out to her. She's doing great. It's gonna be the first doctor in the family. So
respect. Now you said FAU. You grew up in South Florida?
Yeah, I grew up in South Florida, man. I'm not in South Florida now. I'm currently living in Savannah. But yeah, I was in South Florida for a very long time. I still feel like that's home to me. South Florida is different.
Okay.
That Haitian community there is very different.
Yeah, someone who grew up in South Florida as well. Where specifically in South Florida?
Man, most time in Palm Beach. So I know you're from Pompano, but I was in West Palm, Boynton Beach, and Boca is where I spent most of my time. So I did 12 years in Boca, a couple years in West Palm, and also in Boynton Beach.
A Palm boy. Now, were you going back and forth to Haiti? Tell me about that.
Yeah, I haven't been to Haiti in a while, but yeah, every chance that I get, man, you know how it is. Every time you get some time for a vacay, every time you get some time to go there, I go. I did start a venture back in Haiti in the 2000s. No, that didn't work out. I ended up closing after 7 years. But yeah, Haiti's still home. I haven't been to Haiti in about 1.5 years or so. But every chance that I get, I'm back home. So I go there as often as I possibly can. Now,
you said you were in the spot that CNN, how did you say it? CNN actually showed. Where was that? When you were?
Yeah. Well, you know how online people always talk about, like, I know you do too, which is valid, like the Haiti that they don't show you on TV, right? Mm-hmm. So they never show you the nice parts of Haiti on TV. Mm-hmm. Right. So sometimes I joke and I tell people, well, I'm from the Haiti that you don't see on TV, that you do see on TV.
Okay.
Right.
And which part was that? Was it?
I was in Carrefour.
Carrefour. Okay, but Carrefour is, I guess, depends on what part of Carrefour, I guess. But I know Carrefour is relatively developed as a whole, but your specific part wasn't so developed.
Well, yeah. I mean, Carrefour is Carrefour. The way I remember it. Keep in mind now, growing up as a teenager, that was in the early 90s. So that was under the first after the first Aristide coup d'etat, like 91, 93. I grew up under FRAP. under all of these things happening back home, so as different times, yeah, I mean, when you're a child, you're growing up, as long as you have food in your bellies and you have parents that care about you, you're okay. So I had a great time growing up in Haiti as a child. I had great friends, classmates, and had a lot of fun. Obviously, there was some rough times growing up without having electricity for months. You can't find ice.
Unfortunately, no, but I didn't. Maybe you said it, but I didn't. I didn't hear it. I don't remember hearing it. What age did you leave Haiti?
I left when I was 15.
15. Okay, so no, you really spent your childhood and a good chunk of your adolescence, in teenage years in Haiti. So c'est pas for Haitian ou frère, c'est ça ou net. Bon racine na frère. And so all right, so and then your career trajectory, how did that work out? College, and then I believe you were in finance for a bit. Talk to us about that. What's your experience in finance?
Yeah, so I got a degree in finance and international business and trade. 2 bachelors from FAU, and I worked in retail banking for a while. So it was with a licensed investment representative. So I was with Wells Fargo, with JP Morgan, Chase. Last 5 years before my current jobs, I was with Raymond James Financial. I did compliance for them, so I was a senior compliance specialist there. Left there about a year ago, actually last July 2022. Now I am with an investment bank, Stout Capital LLC, and I do compliance for them as well.
Okay. So you certainly, you work with a lot of big names, and your background is, sounds like you had a series license. So were you helping folks with their finances personally, or were you always?
Yeah, I do both. So I worked in with people and help them with financial planning. That's what I did for the first, let's say, 10 years of my career. And I didn't want to do that anymore, and I decided to work into the back office, so to speak. And that's when I got into compliance. So I've been doing compliance for about 6 years now. I did about 5 years at Raymond James Financial in St. Pete, and for the past 6 months or so, I've been with Stout Capital.
So you really do. I mean, you've worked both sides, right? The front, the back, right? So that's interesting. Correct. And so when did that idea of GoFundHaiti come about? And before we even do that, let's talk about GoFundHaiti as a concept in general, and then you can jump into how did it come to actually, where that idea come from and all that.
Okay, so as a concept, GoFundHaiti, I want to say, is at the root of our country or history, right? It's at the root of how we get things done. And how we've always gotten things done back home. So essentially, the easiest way of putting it, GoFundHaiti.com is a convite, right? That's all we're doing. Back home, when we have somebody who needs help to produce, the community comes together to help them produce, right? Whether it's somebody who's building a house, whether it's somebody who's digging a well, whether it's somebody who's planting crops and harvesting crops. That's how we get it done, right? I've been fortunate enough that when I was growing up in Haiti, going to see my grandmother in Jeremy and Gaudens, where my people are from, to being part of several convites. And I've witnessed it myself and see how people come together, right? As you mentioned it in your intro, one of the biggest hurdles that companies in Haiti, especially young companies, are facing is that of financing, right? Well, I'm in finance as well, and being a problem solver, always thinking in terms of how do I solve that problems? I just leaned into what I know. I just leaned into our culture, which is very strong, and said, okay, well, we have everything we need, right? We have the folks in Haiti who need the funds, and we have a large diaspora who do have the funds. Well, how do we get the diaspora to contribute to the economic development of the country, right? So put those two things together, and it just dawned on me, just organize a convite. Well, how do we do it? Well, create a platform, right, where people can announce the combit, which is essentially their project, and have the people from the diaspora contribute. You can't physically go to Haiti as a member of the diaspora and help somebody harvest, right? But what you can do is contribute $100, contribute $50, contribute $10 to help them with that harvest, right? And it's as simple as an idea as that.
Okay, I love it, and I'm actually showing off the website as we're talking.
Yes.
And so folks can see it's a real website. It's actually online, right? At the very top, GoFundHaiti.com. You can explore. There's multiple categories: women-owned, health and wellness, hospitality, manufacture, agriculture, technology, right? And right here, there's already two, at least three. I guess. Well, there's GoFundHaiti Inc. itself, and then there's a bio, landscaping, pest control, and we have a association with entrepreneur pour le développement de alimentation, right? And so, and what seems to be, as you mentioned, it's a place for capital funding, but really go into the deeper dive of the mechanism. So it's entrepreneurs, they can come on, they can post about their website, their company, and then get funding, right? Okay. Is there a vetting process? Explain that to us. What's the process?
Right. I'm happy to go into that. But before that, I wanna point out the two campaigns that we have on right now. We have Bio Landscaping and Pest Control with Dr. Grandin, and then we have HDA with Minouche Pierre-Louis, who launched those two campaigns. Those two campaigns are very important. I want to say to everybody, this is exactly the types of entities that need funding, that we need to fund in Haiti to make sure that we see the change that we need to see. And specifically when it comes to bio landscaping and pest control, it's not a very sexy project, right? When you talk about pest control, but it is a company that is absolutely needed in Haiti. And I introduced the campaign to one of my friends one time, and she said, well, I didn't even know there was like pest control in Haiti, right? And I'm like, well, there are. And it's very important because, we live on a tropical island, right? We have mosquitoes, and obviously we're going to have pests. Every summer, every so often, it seems like almost every summer, you hear about mosquito-borne diseases, right? Bothering the people. We got Zika, we got chikungunya, we got dengue fever. We said, well, all of that happens because we don't have, real pest mitigation, right? And here's a company that is doing that, that has they have the knowledge and the ability to do it. But the problem that they have is that they don't have equipment, right? So, and they have no way of raising money, to purchase those equipment. They can't get loans, they can't get grants, they can't get any sort of funding, so they're coming to us, as a diaspora, and asking us to offer them a grant, and that's essentially what they're asking for. And so that's bio landscaping and pest control. HDR is an absolutely wonderful project. I mean, the Minouche Pierre-Louis, she's as bright as can be, and she's the one who came together and started to team together with a few people and started this project. And they work in agriculture, and what they are doing is helping farmers in the northwest of the country just maximize production, and they are in the same situation as a lot of other entrepreneurs, where they don't have the financing available to purchase the equipment that they need. They still have people, we still have people farming with hoes and piquois and all of that, right? I mean, it's travesty that farmers, the people who are supposed to feed the country, can't find the funding that they need to buy the equipment, so that they're able to produce. And these are the types of problems that we're trying to solve.
Okay. So how does a company get onto this website so they can talk about their project and potentially get that additional boost to capital, which grant. We're going to talk about that in a moment. I just want to be clear. How exactly does the company get on here?
Yeah, absolutely. So the company is obviously open to everybody, right? So the way the website is set up, somebody can go directly to the site and start a campaign. So you'll go register with a username and password, and it gives you the option to start a campaign. So once you say you want to add a campaign, you will have a form that you need to fill out. You complete all the information, and the campaign comes to me. Right. So when the campaign comes to me, that's where the vetting process starts. Right. And as far as the vetting process is, I have people in Haiti that do some of the vetting. And obviously the company has to be registered. They have to be a company that's in existence for a while. They have to be functioning. And I ask for all the documentation and do all the verification. I don't want to go into too much with details in terms of what that entails, but it's a very rigid investigation that I do on those companies, and my work as a compliance officer, that is some of the same vetting that I do when I'm vetting an international business that want to invest here in the U.S. Right. So if somebody from Panama, to use them as an example, right, want to open an account here at, let's say, at Women James Financial, they want to do business here. My job there was to do the vetting of that company, just to make sure that they weren't, it wasn't fraudulent, that it wasn't laundering money, that none of that was happening. It's the same level of vetting that we do, with the companies that we have coming here, that we put on the platform.
That's good to hear. No. It's not. It's unlikely. It's a fly by night. It's not someone who just is going to just register and just BS a project. I mean, obviously, listen. There's businesses that fail all the time, right? Obviously, there's folks even here. Most recently, there's been a couple high-profile cases of
right.
Haitians and those non-Haitians coming into the Haitian community and taking advantage. Listen, we can never fully engineer any system that, someone who's looking to take advantage won't take advantage. But I think it sounds like you are certainly putting some barriers in place to not allow any sort of riffraff just to be able to come in and try to make a quick buck. You are trying to really get legitimate folks in here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. What I can guarantee, the guarantee that I can give is that there are not going to be any riffraffs on the site. I cannot guarantee that the campaign will succeed. I cannot guarantee that after we fund the campaign that the company will succeed, because there are no guarantees like that in business. But in terms of a company getting on there where it's fraudulent or it's riffraff, like you said, that's not going to happen on the site. I can guarantee that.
Good to hear.
So everybody who is on the site is legit. They're fully vetted by me and my team. And you can be assured that they are doing what they say that they're doing.
We have a question here by Black Millennial. Is this equity, crowdfunding, or charity? So help us understand. It leads me to my next question. Help us understand that concept, because you said it is a way for these entrepreneurs, these individuals, to get grant from the diaspora. And so I think intuitively, when somebody's thinking of giving money for a business, they intuitively think, okay, well, I should get something back, right? I should get equity. I should get something back. So how do you have it set up, and what's the rationality for that setup?
Sure, that's a great question. Thank you for Black Millennial for asking that question. It is not equity, nor is it charity. I don't want to use the word charity because of the connotation that it has when it comes to Haiti and NGOs. So no, it is not equity, and it's not charity because when you give charity to somebody, it's somebody who is not doing anything, who's not doing any work, somebody who's going to be coming to you again and again, asking you for a handout. What these people are asking for is a contribution, right? To help them get to the next step, right? And that's what we're doing. The idea of business grant is an idea that's very common all around the world. Farmers in the US here get business grants all the time, and everybody applies for grants, right? So everywhere you go, there's a company, there's an institution, there's somebody giving a grant to a business. And the reason why you provide a grant to a business, you give the business free money essentially, is because you know that the business, if it succeeds, is going to grow the economy. So eventually we are getting social good out of it, right? We know that when they get the financing, they are going to grow the economy, and they're going to invest in the society. So that's the reason why, you know, we need to fund those entities. And as far as equity is concerned, I thought about doing an equity model, but with the risk that are inherent with the situation of the country right now, you know, a lot of these that's a lot the equity model would not work, and that's the reason why we haven't done one yet. So I don't know if that answers the question. Would you want me to expand on that?
I mean, listen, you know, a lot of folks understand, you know, real investors understand that when you give money, it's a kind of becomes a grant in a way, because if you're quote unquote investing and you don't understand that, the more likely than not you will not make any money from this investment. I'm talking about like giving to businesses, right? You know, those who invest in businesses, angel investors, right? The vast majority, even professional grade, you know, millionaire backed investment groups, they lose more than they win considerably. 70 to 80% of what they invest in never makes them any a real return. Right. Most is just a straight loss, and they depend typically on the unicorns, the ones that knock out the park to make up for
exactly
all the
losses.
Right. And the majority. Go ahead.
No, well, that's the VC model, right? That's the venture capital model here in the US, right? So if you invest $100, you lose $90 of it, but the other $10 you get a return on, and 1% of that is what's going to become your Amazon, what's going to become your Facebook, and that's where you make most of your money. But 90% of your money you're going to lose it, right? Because these companies aren't going to succeed. It's hard to build a company, and it's even harder in an environment like Haiti. And as far as equity is concerned, if anybody who wants to invest as an investor, get equity in any of these companies that you see that are on the site, they're willing and able to do that, right? So you have the contact information. You can contact them directly, and they they bring you on as an equity investor. What this site is for is for all of us who are marginally and want to be marginally engaged in Haiti, right? There are a lot of people who want to see a change, but they're not. These people aren't gonna be like you, Chris, and go back to Haiti to build a business, right? Because they have the families here, they have their children here, they have everything here, so they have a life here. And that's where they want to stay. That's fine, but they still want to contribute. You want to contribute to the development of Haiti. Now, you have a choice when it comes to that. We can continue with the NGO model that we've been following for the past 40, 50 years that has gotten us the results that we have now, or we can try a different model. So what is the return is the question I think the gentleman was getting at. When I go to GoFundHaiti.com and I contribute $100 to a website, what is the social return that I get? And the social return is job creation, right? As these companies are able to grow, they're going to be able to add more jobs, right? And a lot of the problems that we have in Haiti can be tied to us not having enough work for the young people, right? So if you fund these entities, they're able to grow, they create more jobs, we can easily turn 400 Maozo into 10 Maozo. Because most of the guys who are in the gangs who are in this and that, they're doing it because they don't have opportunities. Now, a few of them are gangsters, but a lot of them are doing it because they don't have economic opportunities. We provide them with those opportunities, and I guarantee you that will solve a lot of these problems. And that's the way we go the economy. The truth of the matter is that these businesses in Haiti do not have any other ways to access funds. It's extremely hard, right? And if we don't fund it, the country is going to stay the way it is. The fund is not coming from anywhere else. It's got to come from us, right?
And I think that's one thing I was trying to make clear was the fact that if you're in a mindset where you must make a return, you're not really an investor. So don't get that out of your mind right now. where even the real investors know they're going to lose more than they win, right? And the hope is to make
right
on the back end. That's number one. But number two, I think it's crucial to understand that, you know, there's concepts like this that already exist. It's not, a lot of folks don't realize, for example, when you're on Kickstarter, you're supporting someone's big dream and vision project. You're not getting equity, right? You know, you're supporting something. Now, a lot of times they do structure some sort of slight benefit. Maybe they'll get the product first, or they'll maybe get 2 for 1. Is there an idea to sort of structure it that way, or incentive, or encourage people to set up that way in the future, or do you feel that the current setup is sufficient in so much that it is really more of a like a GoFundMe, but strictly for you know, because when you go to GoFundMe, you're not asking for anything. You're literally giving just to help that person out.
Exactly.
Is that sort of what we're thinking about? You know, do you think you structure it later down the road? So there is maybe not equity, but maybe there is a structured way for folks to get something, you know.
Right. So that feature already exists on the site. Okay. What you're referring to specifically is a reward, right? Mm-hmm. So what that would look like, let's say we had a hotel, for example, right? And they needed to maybe expand the hotel, or they would need to renovate, right? And they can't find the money to renovate the hotel, but it's a great location. We would love, as members of the diaspora, when we go on vacation, to find quaint hotels to stay, right? Mm-hmm. And they wanted to renovate. So one of the rewards that they could offer is that, well, if you contribute a certain amount to the campaign, you get a free night, right? And they can post that as a reward to the site, right? Or they can say, well, if you go and you contribute, to bio-landscaping, and your uncles stays in Haiti, around the Port-au-Prince area, well, maybe they can go and spray their house. You get one free service, right? They go and spray the house for free. So that feature is already on the site. It's just that the campaigns that we have now, they're not offering any reward. But when we add more campaigns, and we have campaigns that have that, rewards that they can offer, and they can easily put that on. It's already a part of the feature.
Good to know. Now, the folks who have used the site so far, I saw one has raised about $365. One has raised $125. How long has the website been on? And ultimately, do you feel that it's moving in the direction where, because I saw the goal for that one project was 200,000, right? So how do you envision I'm trying to get at what's the strategy here to, obviously coming on a platform like this, letting folks know, getting folks, it's obviously it's marketing, it's getting the word out, but what's the growth plan for GoFundHaiti? Because it's really important. I want this to be successful, because I, quite frankly, Roberto and I, we've spoke offline about this. I know that this isn't the first idea of its sort that existed. Others have existed. How do you expect to differentiate yourself? How do you expect to exist long term, where others who have tried this perhaps haven't lasted?
Well, essentially, it's I want to have staying power. My goal is to make sure that everybody knows about the site. Everybody in the Haitian diaspora. If I can do that, and I provide great campaigns on the site, and I provide, the site stays as it is, functional and easy to use, and I've done my part, right? And that's the interesting thing about this project. This project is not, when you're a person, you're a doer. Chris, like yourself, you're always going to make sure that you're in control of, of everything. So you're doing a project, you're doing your business. Chris is on top of everything, right? So launching this was a little bit different for me because it requires me to have faith, right? It requires me to have faith in us. It requires me to have faith in the folks in Haiti, and it requires me to have faith in the diaspora, right? Because I'm not selling a product. I'm not, it's not a business that I can have full control over. The success of this depends on everybody who's listening to us now. Really hear what we have to say, and on trying to understand what we have to say and decide themselves that they want to contribute to the development of the country. You will not meet a Haitian person or talk to the Haitian person who doesn't tell you that, hey, they care about Haiti, they want to see Haiti, change, and they want to do all of that. It's like, well, I think what was missing is a way for us to actually make. What was missing is a way for us to really make a contribution to the country. Well, now you have a way, right? So the ball is in your court now. And I'm here to answer any questions that you may have. Just contact me if you need to get in touch with the campaigns. You always talk about how Haiti is a small country, right? So if you need to I'm sure you have somebody in Port-au-Prince right now. You can send, hey, go check these HDA, people, and see if they're for real. You can do that. That's fine. Everything is above board. Everything's on the table, right? But at the end of the day, you as an individual, you're gonna have to make the decision as to whether or not you want to contribute, right? And that. There isn't really much I can do about that, right? So you have to make that choice yourself. And in terms of, one thing that I want to piggyback on before I forget, making a contribution and people talking about equity because it's a business and everything like that. I think there's been a change in the world where, I don't know if it was the Gen Zers or whoever started it, where especially on social media, where if you see somebody doing something that you like and they're making a contribution and they're working hard, you want to support them financially. That is the entire Patreon model, right? You see somebody creating content on YouTube, right? And you like what they're doing. You decide, you know what? This person is doing something great. I like their content. They're entertaining me. I want to contribute to help them continue doing what they're doing, right? I mean, it's the same thing here. These people in Haiti are doing great work, and they're asking us for support, and just like I tell people, they're doing the work that I feel like I should be doing in Haiti right now, right? And that's really important because Dr. Grandin with biolandscaping, he has a US visa, right? And he's also a PhD. So he could be in the US right now if he wanted to. But him closing down the business and coming to get a job here in the US means that the people working for him no longer have a job, right? And you look at Minouche's bio on the platform. She was studying in Russia. She's one of the people who studied outside of the country, decided to go back to the country, right, and help farmers in our community, right? I have another campaign that I'm hoping to launch next week. There's a gentleman who lived in Canada for 25 years, most of his life, decided to go back to Haiti, much like you did, to work with. If we can't support these people, if we can put our faith in those people who are doing the work that I feel like you and I, we all should be doing, then who are you going to put your faith on? Like, who's going to be doing the work, right? So these are the types of people, who I'm working with, and these are the people who deserve our support, man.
I agree with you, man. I agree, and I think you keyed on some real important things there. The fact that it's a means for us to. Like I said, put your money where the mouth is, right? Like it's the businesses may listen, I put a meme on my IG, it's doing business in Haiti, it's great, it's lovely, it's fantastic. Meanwhile, in the reality, it's you're getting beat up. It's tough. It's a tough fight, but still it's at the end of the day, I know, a lot of other ethnicities, they have this as part of their cultural DNA to begin with,
Right.
of support, right?
Right.
Maybe just buying the product or just doing what we're doing, where they contribute something into a pot to ensure that, that project can at least get started or get over a hump, right? And so this can become it. And quite frankly, we have it in our culture as well.
We
It's
do.
called a konbit. And konbits
Yes,
are
we do.
just that. The folks are contributing their sweat, their capacity, their food, sometimes funds there's no direct recompense
Right.
directly when in a comebeat. It's just my brother who's Haitian needs a hand, and we're going to come together to give that hand. And then one day when I need a hand, I know that my brothers and sisters can come in. So we have that part of our culture. A lot of Haitians who live outside, who've never been, especially in the countryside of Haiti, don't
Right.
understand. They don't really get that. We have that in our culture. They come from that American society where, hey, we got to make that buck.
Right.
But believe it or not,
Every man
the
for
Haitian
himself.
society is very socialistic. Once you really get to know and understand that piece. We do have a question or two I want to get to, and then we're not going to keep you on too long, Roberto. Again, I know you have a lot going on right now. You're with your family out and about. So one question we have here is construction and architecture. Is that something that you would allow to be on the website? I think, what do you, I guess maybe another way to ask it, what would not be on the website? And also,
Right.
I'd really like to know, would real estate, construction projects, stuff like that, would that ever be on the website as well?
Sure. So one of the criteria that I have to allow an enterprise on the platform is that it has to be an existing business, right? It has to be an existing business. The reason why it has to be an existing business is because, as you know, we do an excellent job with the vetting in Haiti, but the vetting in Haiti is very hard, right? So when the business is already existing, it gives me, first of all, a place to begin my research, and it's easier for me to vet it. So yes, construction can be on. There are no limits to the types of business that can be on. One of the things is that it's got to be for profit. So no NGOs, right? No nonprofits, no NGOs on the platform. That's not what we're trying to do, because we're trying to get rich. We're trying to build wealth in the country, right? So no NGOs, and it's got to be an existing entity. So if you already have somebody who has a company that is a construction company, and they've already built building houses, and I can verify that they are operating as a construction company, then I can allow them on the site. If they said, hey, they need equipment, they need this, they need that, because they have a project that need to work on, yeah, absolutely. We'll allow them on there, and then I'll be doing the vetting. My company, then is going to be us up to us as a diaspora to decide whether or not we want to fund this particular project. So now there are no limitations to the types of companies that can be on the site.
Okay. And I have the next question. It's really a combination of two questions I'm
Sure.
seeing. One person's asking specifically, how are these companies staying transparent with funds or plan to? Biggest issue is lack of trust in the process. And this is from IG. And and James Lubin is asking somewhat a similar vein. He's asking, is there a system in place for updates from these companies? So really about transparency. What processes do you require from these companies to really inform, update? And I can give you, for example, myself, with my companies that have investors, I provide quarterly updates of financials, for example. So, but what would you, what do the companies how are they required to disclose and keep folks? I mean, what's the process behind that?
Okay, that's a very good question. So when we go and somebody creates a campaign, they create a campaign for a specific project for their business, right? Whether it's an expansion project or a construction project, whatever the case is. What we do is we keep updates on those specific projects. We don't get the books of the companies, review their books or do anything like that, right? But with the follow-up that we do is first of all, make sure that the money gets to where it's supposed to go, right? Number two is to make sure that the people are actually doing the projects. So that, as far as updates are concerned, yeah, as soon as the people get the money, we're gonna be we have teams in place to stay in touch with them and see, make sure if they're purchasing equipment, that the equipment is purchased and everything like that. Well, keep in mind that this is a grant model, right? So the diaspora is giving a grant to the entity, right? We don't have any stakes, any equity in the company, so all of the due diligence that we do that beforehand. We do follow up with the entity, but the money goes directly into the person's account, business account, right? So we don't have direct control, nor do we have any rights to demand anything from them, because we're providing them with a grant. But as far as following up on the projects, making sure that the projects are getting done, yeah, we definitely have a system in place to make sure that we do follow-ups and we do updates. In terms of interaction with the entities, we have everybody's information. We interact with them on the daily, and also contributors can also interact with the campaigns on the site. So they always where you can ask questions, post comments, and engage with the contributor. Now, keep in mind that these projects, when we launch these campaigns, it takes a long time, right? It'll take a long time to raise the amount of money that we're trying to raise. So most campaigns will last about 3 to 6 months. So as the campaign is going on and people are contributing, we are still checking in daily with all of these campaigns, right? We're still staying in touch. So the money doesn't hit the person's account until the campaign ends, and we do our final due diligence to make sure everything's still up and up, to make sure that the project is still going on. So if a project is lasting 6 months, we're still checking them for 6 months. So if something changes, during that time, we will not send the money, right? So if we find out that we, call the person's, and Biden, the main person running the company, and they're here in the US, then everybody gets their money back that contributed to the campaign, right? And speaking of which, the company that we use for credit card processing, and I know that question always comes up, is Stripe. It's the same company that Shopify, Lyft, and everybody uses. So there is a mechanism in there to give everybody their refund back. So should we, during the 6 months, a year process that we have a campaign, realize that okay, well, things have changed, and if the person dies or something happens, the person leaves the country, the campaign is no longer viable, and everybody will just be getting their money back.
That's reassuring to hear. There is a mechanism for that. The money isn't right away given out. It's consolidated and then given out at the end. And if something happens in between, you get the money back. Right. There is a degree of trust, right, involved that the hope is it's going to work out. But that is independent of the website per se. It really comes down to the individuals involved, right? So how does the GoFundHaiti? Of course, that's why let's make this last question. GoFundHaiti, how does it make its money, right? Are you charging a fee? Because a lot of people may be wondering, okay, well, if I give $1, how much of that dollar really goes? Is it 50 cents? Is it 85 cents? Like, what percent of the dollar actually goes to the person, and what stays to run the website? I'm sure you just mentioned you have people in Haiti. Websites aren't free. Domains aren't free. So how does GoFundHaiti expect to keep the lights on, and how much ultimately really does go to the entrepreneur when someone?
That's a great question, right? And GoFundHaiti.com is not a non-profit company, right? We are for profit. The amount of money that goes to the people is about 93% of the funds that are collected, right? GoFundHaiti.com's platform fee is 5%, right? And that is charged, and the processing fee that Stripe charges, it's 2.99% plus 30 cents, which I'm hoping to negotiate down once we get more transactions being processed, because I know the big guys don't pay that fee, right? So that's the amount that we collected, and that's the amount that goes to the platform. So the platform, the platform will get 5%. The processing fee is taken out of that, and the 93% will go directly into the person's account.
That sounds reasonable to me. 93% of every dollar.
Yeah, that's
every dollar
that's standard. That's standard. If you look at Kickstarter, Indiegogo, and when GoFundMe was for profit, I guess people don't remember GoFundMe wasn't always nonprofit, right? I think it was like when they got purchased by Indiegogo or somebody that became nonprofit. Yeah, that's the standard fee. It's just a 5% across the board.
This is an important question. I got to toss this in here really quick. What happens if the campaign isn't fully funded?
If the campaign isn't fully funded, my agreement is that they still get the money. The money is not my money. We are trying to help fund the development of these countries. These entrepreneurs are very, what's the word I'm looking for? They're
any little
resilient. They're very right? Resilient, right? Yeah, so yeah. They'll figure out another way to raise funds. They've been surviving in Haiti despite everything that's been happening in the country, right? And these are the exact people that we need to fund. Yeah, they still get the money.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not my money. It's money that y'all contribute to these people because you like what they're doing and you want to support their work. And yeah, it's their money. It's not mine.
Robert Roy, thank you, sir. I learned a lot. By the way, full disclosure, folks, I have already contributed to a project on the website, so I'm already part of the contribution chain here, and I feel great about that contribution. And because again, it's to me, it's me doing something, because a lot of folks, what's the first thing you hear, right? When we're talking about Haiti, right? We're complaining about Haiti. But what's the first question typically? Well, what's next? What are we going to do? Well, you have the power to do that. It's about, and I always talk about that, supporting Haitians doing good stuff. It's not about, that's one thing I very much despise of the current media, popular media, how they'll go fly to Haiti, give BBQ a platform to talk his nonsense while he's raping and killing and burning homes and taking from hardworking people. Meanwhile, and I say this all the time, for every one barbecue, there's 20 Roberto Roys doing fantastic work. Let's get Roberto on CNN. Let's get Roberto on Fox News and talk about the initiative and the work he's doing. That is what we need to be doing to improve ourselves. And individually, we need to be supporting these initiatives, right? We got to put our money where our mouth is. And it doesn't take much. A $5 contribution, a $10. I mean, is there a minimum contribution, Roberto? There is no minimum for contribution. And, what we're talking about here, the amount of money that we're talking about is I don't want to say chump change, but it's very small when it comes to our purchasing power. I mean, it's 3 million of us. If each of us, $10 a year, $10, yeah, $2 million, $10 a year, it's $30 million, right? So you're talking about these numbers, very small contributions that we can make, and the change that it will make in the country is astronomical. And one thing that I want that I can say, that I want to say, is that we got to get proactive. We got to get proactive. What we do historically, what we've done is that we wait for the disaster to happen before we do anything, right? We wait for the earthquake, we wait for the hurricane, and then we're all running around looking, trying to find where to send money and how to contribute and how to donate and how to do all of that, right? Imagine now, I don't know if I should bring this up, but I'm gonna anyway. We talk about those $500 million, right? That went to the Red Cross for the when the earthquake happened in 2010. That's something that's that's a thorn that's in the side of every Haitian person in the diaspora, right? You can't have a conversation with somebody without that coming back up. Imagine if instead of giving those $500 million to the Red Cross, those $500 million went directly into the bank accounts of Haitian entrepreneurs in Haiti, Haitian businesses. I guarantee you, with $500 million, Chris, the country will not be where it is now. I agree.
Now, if you add the $220 million of the, that political family. I don't know if I can say the name on your platform that was stolen by them. You know, that you talk about $700 billion. They put $700 billion into the hands of these people who are creative, who are hardworking, who have made it work. Yeah, despite all those challenges. Now, there's nothing. These people will change the country. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. We provide them with the funding. They'll get it done.
And between every crisis, I get a DM. Oh, Chris, who do I give to? Who do I give to? Who do I give to? The earthquake happens. Who do I give to? And I'm like, we should be having these conversations in between those crises,
right?
To give to entrepreneurs like this, and I guess to tell you, when the crisis actually happens, the society itself will be a lot more resilient and capable if we're doing and doing real contributions in between the time, not when the fire hits, but before the fire happens, right? Listen, absolutely. Roberto, I'm not going to keep you on any further. I want to just, again, thank you so much. I'm inspired. It's always fantastic to have to be connected to real doers, you know, and real actioneers is what I like to call the community here. The community is actioneers. A lot of folks like to give us a little flack because the community is small, you know, compared to other media things out there that have a lot of just, you know, just folks looking for Zen, triple tide. But my community has always been a community that I'm extremely proud of because, listen, whatever's presented, folks are ready to be part of the change, be part of the action. And I'm putting my watchers, those who've watched this, those who are going to watch this after it's aired, put money where your mouth is. Head to the website, give $5, $10, $20, $100, whatever is within your budget to any of these initiatives now and in the future. Let's be part of the change. We have the capacity right now today to be part of that change. If you're watching this as well and you're in Haiti and you have a project, you're an entrepreneur, you have something, please also go to GoFundHaiti. I remember seeing at the very top of the website. Let me put it back on. I saw right here. Is it start a campaign? Is that kind of where a person will get started?
Yes. Okay. You click there. You know, they want to start the campaign. They'll take you to the login page. It's very easy to use. Username and password, and you log on. You're good to go.
So go ahead, jump there, start a campaign, and then you start you start that process of vetting and eventually getting on the website. Any last words, Roberto? Again, thank you. Any last words?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Feel free to get in touch with me. Everybody listening, I'm always available to answer questions. You know, via WhatsApp. Contact me through the website and the contact us page. And this is you know, open. I'm willing to talk and answer any questions that you have. Thank you so much, Chris, for having me on. I'm a big fan of yours. I'm a big fan of your work, and I can't thank you enough for providing me with the platform to be able to share the message of GoFundHaiti with the community. One last thing I can say, man, to everybody listening and everybody out there, we are all we need, right? We don't need loans. We don't need anybody else to come and do, you know, anything that we want to do. Everything that we see going on, we are the problem with it. We're also the solution, right? And if we really put our heads together and work together as a community, there's nothing that we can do. We're Haitians. I mean, some of the stuff that we've done, you know, is amazing, and there's more to come if we decide that we're going to work together. So let's come together and make this happen. And again, if you need to get in touch with me, please do so. And Chris, no, thank you so much.
No problem. Again, that website, I'm gonna put it on the screen real quick. It's GoFundHaiti.com. 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 One word. Go check out the website. Roberto, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Pleasure's all mine, Chris. Thank you.
Take care. Bye. Yes, sir. That was Roberto Roy spending some time with us. Very much appreciate him. He has a very busy itinerary. He made some time for us today, and that was really fantastic. I hope you guys had a chance to really listen. I appreciate those who were in the chat we're having a conversation. I always appreciate those who are engaged and ask questions. You saw I was reading directly from the chat. I do want to say just quick what's up to a lot of the folks who were saying what's up to me from earlier on. We got Terry Daniel, we got LF, we have Al Victor, we have LM, we got Johnny Blaze, we got Ralph Kirby, respect. Ralph Kirby, good to see you. We got Estrad Change, you know what that means. Lens Bias, respect. K Bay in the house, A Gas, John Brooks in the house. So just wanted to say a quick shout out to a lot of the folks and even NIG who are in and out. What's up? Real quick as we head out. Appreciate your participation today. This is what we do at SeeJeanty. It's good to be back, right? Even though if you saw the highlight video, and there might be another extended break here with the wife, 8.5 months preggers there. And of course, when that happens, we gotta, family first, gotta take care of that. But in the meantime, we're gonna take advantage of some, bandwidth that I have now. And of course, once I'm looking to be, back really full time in October with the lives for sure. But we are going to be making more content. There's a lot of things we want to talk about. There's Kenya happening. And when I say talk about, it won't be necessarily lives. We're going to do just separate, standalone, episodic, well-edited, things that we have. I got a brand new spanking Sony camera. I can shoot 4K, 60 frame rates per second. So your boy's looking to crack open that puppy up, shoot some really cool, interesting stuff with it. So do expect some really great topical content where we're just going to sit down, have a conversation, really deep dive and stuff. I recently ran through the Biden program for an applicant. We're going to be talking about that experience. We're going to give some best tips, advice. I know a lot of folks really want to know what's that about. And I don't like talking about anything. I don't have personal experiences. So we're going to be talking about that. And just a lot of different things, a lot of different economic topics, things that have really been affecting how folks being able to sustain businesses, gangs. We're going to be talking about the gangs. A lot of folks really need to understand, trying to wrap their minds around what's happening. They're hearing stuff on the news, trying to really wrap their minds around on what's the nitty gritty, what's the meat and potatoes. We have a lot of different topics we're going to be talking about. I'm going to be shooting a lot of different stuff in the coming days and weeks. And so do look out. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you blow off the dust off the notification button, because we have some stuff coming up in the pipeline that's going to be real interesting. And make sure as you watch these things, if you really find that they're valuable, make sure to share the videos. Make sure to share this video, especially since we had a really great conversation with GoFundHaiti founder, Roberta Roy. And just to run through some of the links per usual, you can, a lot of the stuff that you see in my background here, you can find it either Amazon.com /shops Hypro, or you just go to SeeJeanty.com /shops /shop, right? And you can even get the book there as well. Do think about becoming a private WhatsApp group member. We'd love to have you in there. We're having these conversations all the time, even though when I'm not streaming, I'm not online. I'm in there. We're in there with high productive individuals impacting Haiti, like Roberto Roy. He's in that channel as well. And we have a lot of resources to assist you in whatever it is you're trying to do. I have DMs, folks hitting me up all the time. Chris, I'm a teacher looking to go back to Haiti. Chris, I'm a young guy in high school or a young girl in high school, and I needed to get a bit of direction, get understanding. Come to the channel. We're always conversating, always having discussions. We're here to support each other, and those even already actively engaged, become part of it. And what you contribute keeps us going, because we have a whole team in Haiti, media team in Haiti, doing some great work. And of course, do check out hyprodistribution.com. We're doing some great work. That's a company I personally run. That's a big focus of mine right now. We're bringing container loads of Haitian products, food and beverage out of Haiti each month. And if you're interested in becoming plugged into that supply chain, wherever you may be, do visit hyprodistribution.com and become a vendor, become a seller, right? So that's it for today. Again, I want to appreciate you guys. SeeJeanty.com, subscribe if it's your first time. This is what we got going on here. A very rare place here on the interwebs where we're about that action. I'm not a mediaist. I'm an actioneer that's working to build a coalition of other actioneers, because Haiti changes not when we stop talking about it, when we start acting about it. All right. That's it. See you on the next live. We'll be back at it again, guys, when we're back at it again. Peace.